Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use clsx in React using tailwind and typescript. So what is clsx? So clsx is basically a tiny utility for constructing class name strings conditionally, meaning we it helps us add and remove class names conditionally, and it's written in a far smoother and cleaner approach than we would usually use when using things like ternary operators and all of that. So the approach we followed would use today is going to create a button which is going to have different variants and sizes, and depending on the variants and size that we add to the button classes would change. So let's create a components folder here, and in this component folder we'll have one component called button.csx since we're using TypeScript. So let's pop in our snippet RASE, and yeah, we have the button component. So we change this div to a button and would import this button here, right here. So we have button bam, and yes, you can see we have button and it has a pointer cursor. So we can add some default classes here to just give it a star, some styles. So we can give it a background of blue 500. We can make this rounded MD. Can make this white. Give this padding, the padding and the x-axis, that's left and right 3, and padding on the y 2. Yeah, and also make this uppercase. Let's make this uppercase as well. Okay, now so we have a nice little button. Now we can add some. Let's add the overstate. We want the background to get a bit darker, so it will be BG blue 700 this time. Maybe over as it gets darker. We can also add transition to the color, transition color. So when you can see there's a bit of transition there, and that's pretty much it for the default classes, right? So what we can do now is use TypeScript and clsx to add variants and sizes to this button. So let's add a props. Let's add an interface. Let's start with an interface. So we'll start with um, interface would be I button, and you can actually add some things here. And what we can do here is basically do this and come here and write I button here like this. So now this interface, you can first thing you can give it is a size, and this size would only collect large. So we are giving it things, the default things will collect large, medium, and small. Okay, make this a string as well. Apart from size, we can also collect variants. Variants would be, let's say, contained, outlined, and text. Okay. You can also ask for full width. You can say full width. It doesn't even want it to have full width, so we can say full width, and we can make this a boolean. I think that is good for now. Oh, and we can also add children. The children would be of React Node. React node. That should be better. Okay, so now we can come here to the props and the structure of the properties out of it. Yeah, we have clean, and we can pop here the we can make all these ones optional. We can make the full width optional. We can make the variance optional. We can make the size optional as well. But the children, that means the text inside of this button will not be optional because that will be required. So we can pop the children inside right there like that. And if you go back to our home page and we change this from like this to this, and we have the button, we say this is a button. See, it shows directly there. Okay, let's increase our um text editor and reduce the browser size so that we can see more. What we can do here is that we can throw in clsx now to be able to conditionally add and remove classes. How we do that here is by covering this place with curly bracket at first. That's the first step. Second step would be to install clsx npm I clsx or pnpm or yarn add clsx. Get it? I've done that already. The third step after that would actually be to throw it in your application just like that. So I've thrown mine inside. As you can see, I popped it in here and my import statement is right at the top. So I have it here and they are throwing a couple of errors. What we can do now is add brackets and cover that. I don't know if you can see this. Let me make this full screen because I really want you to be able to see this, what I'm doing here. As you can see here, I covered this up. The clsx has a bracket covering the whole class, and that bracket is covering the whole class, every class inside, and the class is there inside the string you get. So what we can do after that is we can add a comma and now add a we can add square brackets. That is want to add objects. You get. So the ones here are the default classes, the ones that you want to show no matter what. Um, these are the classes that should always show, and the ones inside this object that we just put in here would be added whether something results to true or false. So we can do this by saying, okay, you can say width. Let me show you guys now. Since we're using tailwind, I can pop in the string right here and we can say width full. That'll be if full width is equals to true. So you get what I'm doing here now. This is inside of these brackets. Remember there's a comma here, there's a comma here, and this is inside of this bracket. And I'm saying the width full class should be added if this is equals to true. So since full width is not equals to true, you can see that this button is not full width, it's not occupying the whole of the screen. But if full width was equals to true, let's go back to our home and add full width equals to true in this button. We can actually just add full width like this without giving it equals to true. It would result to true since it's present here. You can go back and you can see our button. Okay, right now see the button does not actually make this thing to be completely full, and that is because we're saying on full is 100% and my home page is wrapped around a layout and all that. Let me not confuse anybody. Let me use screen. So if I use screen, it would definitely be full width, whether that or not. As you can see, my button is full width now. If I increase the browser size, you can see it takes up everything. But if I make this full width to be equals to false, it will be false here, and it won't be full width. I made this true, it will be full width. So as you can see, that's basically it. Let's go and add some more utilities. So we can say I want to pop in all these classes here, this one here, and this one here as well. This one will only be present when the variant is equals to contained. So I will say um, variant is equals to contained like this. Right now we don't see anything because of variant is optional and I didn't put any variants here. So if I add variants and I said contained, you actually see it here now. But I want to have a default variant at all times, whether I add a variant or not. So what we can do here is go to the button and come to this variance, add an equals to right here and contain. By default, if no variance is added, content will be used. So as you can see, content is being used only if no variance is added to the button right here. It's having the classes that contained is adding here. We can add more. We can say outlined. You can say BG. We can just modify the classes here. Give this an over. We can give this a instead of this, just give this a um border and say border blue 500. Okay, and over say BG of blue 50, and this would be if variance is equals to outlined. Oh, that's a mistake. So let's see if we change this variance here to equal to outline, what will happen. So let's pop our browser up and say variance outlined. All right. Okay, so we are seeing something. Yeah, but we're having some problems with the classes. So right now the text is still white. So we'll pop this text white to inside here only. Yeah. And yeah, the text will be blue. Text will be blue 500. Blue 500. As you can see, we have an outline button. And when you overread, it has a bit of a very light blue background. So we can actually increase the border to something like 2 pixels. No, I mean that's not 2 pixels. This is actually okay, 2 pixels. Oh, you know, but yeah, we can increase it to something like this. This is a button. So the third one we can have is the third variance that we have that we're going to add classes for is text. So text would not have any outline at all. So text will not have no border at all. So the border would remove the border, would remove the okay, yeah, we'll remove this as well. Text would simply just be very simple like that. So let's go back to the home and change this from outline to text. So if it's text, it's just simply this. Remove variety shows. Nice. So we've added all these to it. Now we've not done anything yet with so as you can see how clean it we can actually keep adding our styles, right? So I prefer this than using ternary operator and scattering everywhere. This is far better and far cleaner. And the clsx is very tiny, so it doesn't really add any much size to your application itself. So I would definitely recommend using it anytime you're going to building an application essentially, because you'll definitely be adding classes conditionally when you're building large applications. So let's go to the size and deal with size. with the size, what would be changing is basically the paddings around. So let's begin. This size right now, the size we're using right now would be definitely define that as a large size. I don't know if you also take that. So what I'll do is I'll just copy all this padding right here, drop it here, and say size equals to large, and I'll reduce this paddings depending on how smaller the size gets. I'll say medium, and I'll turn this here to small. So this will be from px3 would go to ps2 and px1.5, px2.5 as well, and we'll say px1 px.5, that be 0.5. So let's look at this right now. Let's change the size. By default the size would be large. So we can just come here and train size large. So as you can see, by default this is the size, but if you change the size from here and say medium, then let's change this to contain so we can actually see it without having any problem. Okay, so this is medium and this is small. You can see small is smaller, but the text in it doesn't get smaller. So it's also nice to take the text as well. So we can get the text of SM, make the text smaller as well. Give us a text of SM as well. And this will have the text of this, that's default. So medium, this is medium, this is large, and this is small. Yeah, the small is not really best. It's not really the best design, but you get it, you get the gist, you get the point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, you can give me a like and just drop a comment. I don't really mind for that. But if you have um crit some things that you did not like about the video that you like to put down, things you feel like I can improve on, definitely let me know. If just write something in the comment section, it definitely helps me a long way. Give me a like, and yeah, I appreciate all of it. Thank you, and until I see you to the next time.